Tonight, a local senior program is facing funding cuts.
Yeah, that's as seniors continue to be a growing demographic facing economic insecurity. The Goodwill Opportunity Center offers a program benefiting low-income seniors, and with proposed budget cuts, those services could be limited.
I just think it's going to be a terrible thing if we lose this.
Plus, communities across the country are questioning the application of flock cameras, why some are concerned as law enforcement touts their effectiveness.
Policing has to evolve because the criminals are evolving.
And later, a ribbon cutting marking the expansion of a museum in southern Illinois.
I hope we get a lot of people that come in and take a look at this and just realize that the cost of freedom is expensive.
Local 6 at 10 starts right now.
And good evening, I'm Todd Faulkner, and we start tonight by welcoming our newest member of the WPSD Local 6 team. This is my new co-anchor, Chanel-Taylar McCarthy, and we are very happy to have you here.
I'm so glad to be here, and I'm looking forward to telling your stories. So let's get right into it. Tonight's top story, 17 million adults 65 years and older are economically insecure, according to National Council on Aging. Now, the Trump administration's 2027 budget proposal calls for the elimination of a program assisting some seniors in poverty.
Yeah, the Senior Community Service Employment Program is run by Goodwill and is at risk of losing that funding. The program offers job training and community service opportunities for those 55 and older. Local 6's Mackenzie Lineberger looked into this. So, Mackenzie, why does the federal government want to cut this?
Todd, the Office of Management and Budget describes it as, quote, an earmark to leftist diversity, equity, and inclusion, promoting organizations instead of helping seniors in need. It also says there are other agencies that provide similar resources. I spoke with people who have been through the program who say it's changed their lives.
15% of seniors are living in poverty in the U.S. That statistic was a reality for Janice Shawanaku.
I had to go and pay just like part of my light bill or either less food. I had to decide what I was going to do in order to make the ends meet for the end of the month. Sometimes I had to go to family, and that's when I decided to start looking for something part-time.
She found the Senior Community Employment Service Program, which offers work training for adults 55 and over.
I've taken classes, and I had been down on my computer, and that helped me along to do what I do at the front desk. I stood in need of when I first started here to help me to get better on my feet.
Donna Emery was in a similar position until she joined the program and now works as a career coach.
I was able to make a car payment, pay my insurance through the CSEP program, and my heart really broke when they cut the funding.
Threats to funding are not new for the program. Last year, they had to cut funding, which led to layoffs around the state for participants.
It's just a lot of different things went through your mind, and it was emotional around here. There was some tears and all the goodbyes, and it was a sad time.
Emery says if the federal budget cut eliminates CSEP, the results could be worse.
You're not going to be able to afford all your medicines. You might not even eat as well as you would like to. I just think it's going to be a terrible thing if we lose this.
I also spoke with Sonia Johnson, senior program at CSEP. When I asked her about the claim the program supported DEI, she says they have strict policies on who is eligible to join the program, but do not discriminate based on race, age, or religion. She also encourages people to contact their local representative and ask them to support this program. Todd?
Mackenzie, thanks. To get more information on previous funding cuts, look for this story on our website, WPSDLocal6.com.
Local counties are benefiting from a federal agriculture program with nearly $300,000 set aside. The County Agricultural Incentives Program, or CAPE, is an annual cost-share initiative that provides funding to farmers. Callaway County is one of the 4 counties enrolled in our area and set to receive $104,000. Now, the funding comes from a tobacco settlement in 1998, with 50% of cigarette sales will go towards Kentucky agriculture. Then counties that opt into the program distribute the funds, offering up to $5,000 to farmers. Tammy McCallan, Callaway District's administrative secretary, explains how the department will be splitting the money.
looking at maybe building farming infrastructures, seedlings, equipment, help with goats and sheep. Of course, cows and bulls are quite expensive, so we're looking at more of the lesser livestock. Every little bit helps. Every little bit of money is beneficial to the farmer.
CAID funding applications for Callaway County farmers are expected to open soon. To learn more about the program, call the Callaway Conservation District at 270-873-3070.
Staying in Callaway County, the fiscal court announced it will continue county funding for the Murray-Callaway County Park through the end of 2026. The funding is intended to honor a 2021 agreement with the city of Murray when ownership transferred to the county. All right, meteorologist Mark Daniels joins us now.
Yeah, Mark, I gotta say, it was a nice sunny day today, but this cool down at night feels pretty good.
Yeah, last night we got down into the upper 50s, low 60s. It was a great start to our day. We're gradually going to start to warm things up over the next couple of days, but let's look outside and see how things look right now. And the latest view on our radar loop over the past 3 hours shows we've had a couple of showers just to the west of Mount Vernon, also some rain throughout southeast Missouri. But a lot of that has started to fall apart. That was actually on the northeast side of what we call a meso-low, a little area of low pressure spinning through northern Arkansas. So I don't look for much in the way of a rain chance for us here locally tonight, but temperatures already down into the low 70s. Paducah 73, 71 now for Metropolis. Mayfield, Murray, both of you right now at 72 degrees. And for the remainder of tonight, we will see numbers back into the 60s, but not near as cool as last night. And then the changes will begin. First rain, then extreme heat. I'll have much more about that coming up in your forecast just ahead.
Mark, thanks. Continuing coverage. An increasing number of cities nationwide are ending their contracts with Flock Safety.
And that's the company that provides AI-powered license plate reading cameras for law enforcement, including agencies in our region. Concerns have been raised about how the data is being collected and used, with some calling it an invasion of privacy. There's also concern about unauthorized federal access. One Paducah resident, Jason Duffy, says he understands the need for cameras in public areas. However, Duffy says he doesn't understand why he's seeing them in residential areas, including his own.
I don't really find that to be the proper use of using a flock camera, because the purpose is to protect or help the police with people maybe moving different places in and out of the city. But putting a flock camera in a residential area or facing individuals' properties, that is a concern to me, because that's constant monitoring.
Now, more than 30 cities across the country that have halted the use of flock cameras, including Denver, Colorado, which removed 110 flock cameras at the end of March, citing worries about how the company handles this information. Now, to learn more about the issue, we spoke with Paducah Police Chief Brian Laird. He explained how the flock cameras have been beneficial for his agency and that there are policies in place to guard collected data.
Yes, Chief Laird says that flock cameras have been in use in Paducah now for 4 years, and the technology is being used appropriately by authorities.
We do not think that it's something that is being abused here in our community. It's been very successful, and we look forward to a good partnership and utilizing that resource. Policing has to evolve because the criminals are evolving, and in order to keep the community safe, you should utilize any resources that you have available to you, obviously with keeping people's rights in mind as well.
The Paducah Police Department says there are currently 32 flock cameras deployed throughout the city, which they credit for the arrest of several out-of-state fugitives. Politics now. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley introducing the Rural Hospital Emergency Room Act today. It's designed to ensure Americans living in rural areas have access to top-notch care and close-to-home health care.
And Hawley says nearly 200 rural hospitals have shut down since 2005, and in Missouri, 40 counties without those services at all. The act aims to prevent further closures.
We don't want to see another emergency room in rural America close. Not one. We've lost too many in Missouri. We've lost too many nationwide. You can't replace an emergency room. You can't replace it with an algorithm. You can't replace it with a phone call. Telehealth is wonderful, but you can't replace an emergency room with telehealth.
The Rural Hospital Emergency Room Act will create a dedicated 10-year funding stream to keep rural emergency rooms open. Eligible hospitals will have a baseline distribution of $1 million per year to support operating expenses.
And rural hospitals at risk of immediate closure could also be granted a one-time $250,000 emergency payment. It would not be eligible for other federal health care programs, designations, grants, or other funding. Illinois now has legislation protecting and expanding reproductive freedoms. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the Reproductive Health Records Privacy Act into law today. The bill aims to safeguard patient privacy and keep sensitive medical information from being shared out of state. Now, Illinois public health officials also updated its contraceptive standing order. It expands the ability of pharmacists to provide prescription birth control methods directly to Illinois residents. Also, Illinois residents will have more choices in the types of reproductive health products that can be accessed at local pharmacies. Illinois' new law goes into effect July 1st. The Maury-Callaway County unveiled their newly named Jack Hollister Regional Cancer Center. Jack Hollister served in the U.S. Navy and worked for now known as Lockheed Martin for 30 years. He passed away January of 2025.
All right, just to recap, today is your debut day here at WPSD. We're glad you're here, Chanel-Taylar. And how you feeling after first day here?
Now, I'm feeling good. I feel so pumped up to be here, finally sitting, and to give you some respite.
Yes, thank you. Finally co-anchor. And I thought I'll share with the viewer, we had a special moment after 5 o'clock. We walked into the studio and we walked into the newsroom and everybody clapped.
It was
your
beautiful.
first newscast under your belt. Okay, Chanel-Taylar and I sat down this week for a special episode of the Crossroads Suncast, so you can get to know her better.
And you've got to hear our great conversation. Find it wherever you get your podcast and at WPSD-Local6.com.
Well, we got a lot to talk about in the forecast, including rain chances, and then that's followed up by extreme heat across parts of the eastern half of the U.S. and how that'll affect us. All coming up in your full forecast just ahead.
Your breaking news and weather authority with Todd Faulkner, Chanel-Taylar McCarthy, meteorologist Mark Daniels, and Adam Wells. This is Local 6.
All right, welcome back. Meteorologist Mark Daniels joining us.
Yeah, we know it's going to rain, but when is it going to?
Well, we're going to have several different opportunities over the next couple of days, and even one of those opportunities is overnight into early Friday morning, so you might hear a few rumbles of thunder as you're asleep. But as we look at the weather headlines for now, it's pretty quiet. Our rain chances are going to start going up, and then it's going to be turning hotter later into the weekend. Next week, starting roughly Monday through Thursday, our heat index values will be roughly from 105 to 110. So this will be some of the extreme heat that we normally see in the month of July or August. But June, the sooner we get it in, that's better, because traditionally when we have the heat early, that means the summer heat is not quite as bad. Hopefully that will continue. Here's a look at the remainder of tonight into our day tomorrow, and we will warm up a bit. We're headed into the mid and upper 80s. Chance of an afternoon shower, certainly not out of the question. But overall, our rain chances will actually become more widespread as we get into tomorrow night and early on Friday. Temperatures, though, into the low and mid 70s area-wide. Warmest air right now across southeast Missouri, and that's where we've had a decent amount of cloud cover, and that has allowed for a few showers to hang on for a couple of hours, and then a lot of those started to rain themselves out. So overall, we're just not looking at much in the way of rain tonight. I don't see any of this regenerating. There were a couple of thunderstorms that moved into Jefferson County earlier, but notice that storm just fell apart. So really not a lot in the way of ingredients in place for the storms to continue. As we go through our day tomorrow, starting out at 7 in the morning, plenty of sunshine. It does look like a dry day for all of our day into the afternoon and evening hours. then things start to change. We'll start to see showers and thunderstorms developing along a boundary that will slip into our northern counties in southern Illinois. Notice this band of showers and storms, that's at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Then it shifts into southern Illinois, western Kentucky, roughly about 1 to 2 o'clock. And then the main line passes through Paducah at about 3 a.m. Friday morning. So a very soggy start to our day on Friday. A lot of travel around the area, will likely be wet roadways and some downpours in the mix. And then we'll see another round of showers and storms beginning to develop, and especially later into the afternoon on Friday. This is at 3 o'clock. You'll see the new batch of storms move into southeast Missouri. If it holds together, it will likely pass through the Paducah area about 6 to 7 o'clock. And then on Saturday, we'll have another opportunity at rain and a few thunderstorms developing. This is at 7 a.m. Then into the afternoon, another wave will pass through. 5 o'clock, we're looking at rain and thunderstorms on Saturday. Then after the rain moves out, we start to dry out, especially for Sunday. And that's when temperatures start to go back up. We're looking at 93 on Sunday, but check out Wednesday, 98 degrees. And it's all thanks to the upper level wind pattern changing. We have what's called ridging, and that means high pressure will settle in at about 20,000 feet above the ground. The air will sink, and as it does, it heats, and that helps to keep any thunderstorms from building back up. So in turn, we'll see the temperatures into the mid and upper 90s, and heat index values, as I mentioned, 105 to 110 throughout a good portion of the week next week. Here's a look at your extended forecast. There's your chance of rain and storms, especially for Friday and Saturday.
Thanks, Mark. Arriving tomorrow, a chance to get an in-depth look at the process of how mail carriers get packages to your doorstep.
Yeah, we'll be taking our first look inside the Amazon delivery station in Paducah. Here's Sky 6 video of the facility. Amazon letting us into the building for the first time since it opened in our region.
We'll have live coverage inside the facility on Local 6 today at 5 and 6 tomorrow morning. Local 6's Jasmine Youngblood will give us a behind-the-scenes look at the operation in action.
Stay with us. A new statue unveiled at Churchill Downs,
honoring the jockey who won the 1875 Kentucky Derby, plus a historical society celebrating the expansion of their museum.
We'll be back after the short break.
Welcome back. The Williamson County Historical Society hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony to debut the museum's expanded military room.
That's right. The recent expansion created additional display spaces for uniforms and medals and pictures and other items connected to Williamson County veterans. Local families donated many of the artifacts, with volunteers researching the history and people connected to those items. And if you want to see the expanded room yourself, the museum is open Wednesday through Saturday. Admission is free.
And speaking of veterans, you're looking at River 10 Street Rods presenting a $15,000 check from fundraising to the Disabled American Veterans Chapter 7. The president of River 10 Street Rods says the group is proud to support disabled veterans.
This organization provides services. It's all volunteers. There's no paid staff. They have to cover all their operating expense, and it's done just by donation. So any monies that we raise helps them offset that operating expense.
The group says each year fundraising efforts have grown, and they hope the growth continues into 2027.
A statue unveiled at Churchill Downs honoring black jockey Oliver Lewis. He was just 19 at the time. Guided Aristides to victory in the inaugural Kentucky Derby in 1875. A direct descendant of Lewis, Rodney Johnson, says the statue isn't just about a jockey who won a race 150 years ago. It's about honoring a man refusing to be broken when the world tried to erase him. Organizers say the monument also recognizes the broader legacy of black horsemen whose contributions helped shape Churchill Downs history.
Now for sports, as the NBA draft continued.
Yeah, that's right. Tonight, former Kentucky Wildcat and former Louisville Cardinal found their new homes tonight. We'll have more on that coming up. But first, as the summer rolls on, how the Paducah Chiefs are providing local baseball players a good look at what it takes to compete at the next level. You're watching WPSD Local 6 at 10. Every Every summer, college baseball players from across the region find themselves playing in summer baseball leagues. That would include the Ohio Valley League and the Paducah Chiefs. WPSD's Logan Whaley shows us these summer leagues give each player a glimpse into what it takes to compete at the next level.
The diamond at Brooks Stadium is a familiar place for the dozens of local kids on the Paducah Chiefs roster.
A bunch of Region 1 guys that I've played with for years and shared the field with against other teams and played them postseason. It's fun being able to share the field with guys that you played against for such a long time.
Got to reunite with some old teammates, play with some guys I've been playing with this high school season, some dudes I'm going to be playing with next year.
From McCracken County alums Josh Penrod and Kendrick Dunning, despite the familiarity, they're jumping right in the fire, going from playing in the state tournament earlier this month to facing college competition for the first time just weeks later.
It's definitely been a different adjustment and something that's been a little different getting used to, but it's been a lot of fun, a lot of good guys on the team.
Of course, the game of baseball is all about adjustments, and here in the Ohio Valley League, kids are adjusting all the time. Off the field, it's living with host families for a lot of these kids, but on the field, they're not hitting with aluminum bats like in college. They're hitting with wood bats.
It's taking a little time, and it's still taking. Like I say, going to the college level is different. Kids are better. They're a little stronger. They've been around, so it's a transition that takes a little time.
But for the players on the team, it's all about having fun this summer while also getting better.
It's awesome, dude. I love playing for the Chiefs. I grew up watching them. It's definitely special. I sent Coach Tuck a couple weeks ago a picture of me when I was 8 years old, sitting here at a Chiefs game and got a foul ball, and I remember running around getting autographs from the players, and it's definitely a special moment to be able to play on the field now.
Reporting in Paducah, Logan Whaley, Local 6 Sports.
Well, the Paducah Chiefs at Brooks Stadium tonight as they would play host to Madisonville. The Chiefs trying to snap a 4-game losing streak coming into the night. Pick things up top the second scoreless. Miners looking for their first base runner, but Javon Andrews robbing the hit with the diving catch. McCracken alum Josh Penrod retired the first 10 batters he faced and got some run support. Bottom of the third, Chiefs a runner on. Brett Haas, the hit to deep left center field. The double brings home the first run of the game. Chiefs up 1-0. Top of the fifth, though, the Miners had the bases loaded. Isaiah Smith at the plate, going to poke this one to the left for an RBI single. Madisonville scored 3 times in the inning as they come back to win 4-2 the final. Now over to the majors. St. Louis Cardinals continuing their series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Cardinals coming tonight trying to bounce back after last night's 1-run loss. Bottom of the second, no score. Blaze Jordan with a runner at third to hit to left field. That one would get all the way to the corner for a double. A run scores. Cardinals up 1-0. But the top of the fourth, Arizona tied it at 1. They with 2 in scoring position. Eldermo Vargas with the hit that would get through to left field. That would also bring in 2 runs. The Diamondbacks take the lead and they get the win 9-4. Well, the 2026 NBA draft continued tonight with the second round. Louisville guard Ryan Conwell was selected 37th overall by the Oklahoma City Thunder and immediately traded to the Miami Heat. In this one season with the Cardinals, Conwell played in all 34 games, averaging just over 18 points and 5 rebounds per game. With the 41st overall pick, Kentucky guard Otega Oweh, drafted by the Miami Heat, then traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oweh spent 2 seasons at Kentucky, starting 72 games in that time. He led the Wildcats in scoring in each of those seasons, this past year averaging over 18 points and 5 rebounds per contest.
All right, Adam, thank you.
All right, Mark, take us out here with weather.
Yeah, real quick look at our forecast in the morning. You'll see that we are going to be dry. Temperatures in the 60s, but then the chance of a shower developing later into the day.
All right, Mark, thank you. And thank you for watching WPSD Local 6 at 10.